welcome back to yet another live stream on the channel. In this one, it's the playoff final. It's Hull versus Middlesbrough in under the arch at Wembley Stadium, of course, and hopefully it's going to be a fantastic playoff final this afternoon, of course, on Saturday. It's boiling hot. I've just turned the fan off because I tell you what, it was absolutely roasting here, but on in a second as the teams here at Wembley, Hull City and Middlesbrough, enter the pitch for what is the most expensive game in English football, the playoff final. One of these sides will be Premier League by the end of the day. One side will remain in the Championship for yet another year. In some aspects, it's underdog versus underdog here at Wembley today. One sea of red, one side of orange for Hull City. It's a huge occasion, and here this afternoon to cover all the action from Wembley, of course, and let us know in the chat your predictions for this one, as well as your thoughts going into it. There is a little bit of lag, so I'm hoping that doesn't, ruin the stream too much, but hopefully it's going to be a great game. My prediction for this one is a 2-1 Hull City win. We do the playoff final every year, and this year is no different either. It should be an absolute cracker though. I do think Hull get the win. Of course, Hull have had to prepare for Southampton and Middlesbrough, whereas Middlesbrough and Southampton only had to prepare for Hull. It's been a playoff like no other on the final playoffs with this original format before it changes next year. The 40th playoffs. How is it going to end? I'll quickly just get the chat up on my phone to make sure it's not lagging or anything, or I'm not missing any comments. Be sure to get them in, people, and share the stream around as well. So Hull, the last two visits to Wembley in the playoff final, they've won both of them by 1-0. As for Middlesbrough, of course, we were in 2015 when they lost to Norwich, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure in 2015. And the national anthem will be sung in just a second, so it gives me time to try and fix whatever's going on the screen. The subscriber count is just not working, so I don't really know why, to be honest. It's always something nice to have on the screen, so give me a second while we wait for the national anthem to be sung. There we go. Am I missing any chats? Not yet. So, national anthem just being sung here at Wembley Stadium upon the start of the Championship playoff final. What a roller coaster it's been for both sides really this season, but I'd have to say especially for Middlesbrough in the lot this week especially. I'm just trying to get the sub count on the screen, but it doesn't seem to be working. It's really frustrating. How can I get that on? I'll tell you what, we'll hide that for the first half, the sub count. There we go. We'll put it back on for the second half. I'll fix that at half time. So the Championship playoff final then, Hull City versus Middlesbrough. One side destined for the Premier League, one side will remain in the Championship. And let's go through the sides as you can see on screen now. So we're going to begin with Hull City, who have Panda in goal, Ajayi, Egan and Hughes at the back. Hoyle captains his side out with Giles on the opposite flank. It's Crooks and Slater in the centre, Bellumi and Miller giving support to Hull City top goal scorer Ollie McBurney, and there's loads of experience and excitement amongst the substitutes with Lundstrom in there. I can't even say it. We'll skip that one then. Drama as well amongst them, and even Lewis Kumas. For Middlesbrough, it's as they were against Southampton in the second leg, except one change with Tommy Conway injured. In comes Alan Brown, and McGree will go into that higher position to support Strelec with Whittaker. On the bench, of course, Sarmiento, Edmondson, Castledine, Gilbert and Hayden Hackney the one everyone is talking about as he makes his Middlesbrough return to the bench in the biggest game of the season. So how's this one going to pan out then? Only time will tell. And let's quickly run through the Middlesbrough side on screen now as well. There we go. No bigger game in the football calendar than the Championship playoff final. Middlesbrough with a second chance, a golden opportunity to win promotion to the Premier League. Hull City survived relegation from the Championship by a point last season. This season they've done the unthinkable. They've reached the playoffs and they're 90 minutes away from the Premier League. Wembley's made for winners. Only one side can win here. You don't want to be the ones watching the other side lift a trophy come the end of the game. 90 minutes. One side can make it to the Premier League. Who's that going to be? For me, I think it'll be Hull City. Let me know in the chat who you think it'll be. I've gone 2-1 Hull. I think it'll be done in the 90. Ollie McBurney and Balumi with the goals for them. And I'll go Hayden Hackney to get one late on for Borough. What a job Djakarovic has done at Hull City. And same with Kim Hellberg, the Swede at Middlesbrough. And in the league battle this season, Middlesbrough won 1, beating Hull 4-1 away. Hull beat Middlesbrough at the Riverside 1-0. But at Wembley, anything can happen. Let's see what will happen as both sides swap ends at Wembley. So Hull will be attacking the end with all the Hull fans and Middlesbrough vice versa. And in the second half, both sides will be defending the ends where their supporters are seated at Wembley. But fair play to the EFL for this as well, because it's been a crazy turnaround in the last few days with everything that happened with the investigation and all that stuff. But Hull City have had the worst end of it really, and the lawyers will be in contact with hearing. Even if they lose this one, that they should get promoted anyway. So the drama is far from done after the game today. And we don't even know if the winner of this game will actually be in the Premier League next season. We think it probably will end up like that, but we can't be for sure with everything that's happened in the playoff campaign this year. But here we go then. Middlesbrough gets underway at Wembley Stadium for the 2026, the 40th playoff final. Middlesbrough kicking from right to left as the camera looks at it for the first half. Here we go. Strelec gets the ball moving and the Championship playoff final is underway here. It's been a long week for both of these sides and Southampton as well. But in the end, it's Hull and Middlesbrough who meet under the arch on this very hot day at Wembley. Welcome everyone to the chat. We've got Covenant chat. Who do you want to see win today? I'm going to go for Hull City. I think they've been fantastic this season, just like Middlesbrough. But of course, it's going to seem a bit harsh saying this, but they've earned their place in the final. You know, nothing against Middlesbrough. I'm glad to see them in the final as well. But you know, Hull have got here legitimately, if that makes sense. Of course. Straight away then, I will read the chat in just a second, but Whittaker driving Middlesbrough forward. He's been in the playoff final before with Swansea. He was an unused sub bloke. Straight away, as we expected, it's Middlesbrough on the front foot on the left hand side. Malanda winning a throw-in. And Louis Coyle with... everyone's got fresh trims for this, of course they have, but everyone's looking proper for this one. Welcome in, Honeygun. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you in here. Yeah, I don't really mind who goes up, to be fair. I think both sides will be good in the Prem. But it would be nice to see Borough go up in one sense, so Swans won't play them on the opening day of the season. We played them the last 2 years. Welcome in, Scrinton. How are you doing? Jembo as well. Hull 2, Borough 3. Wow, what a game that would be. That would be some game under the arch here. And as we expect, it's going to be Hull off the ball, fighting for the transitions. But so far the movement of Borough is brilliant. And they're all over Hull at the opening stages here. Whittaker trying to find McGree. Out left to Target. Target down line it goes. McGree into the centre and Panda dives on it. First thing he's had to do. And a huge roar from the end with the red shirts, the Borough end, making all the noise in the opening stages here at Wembley. It's a huge, huge occasion, of course, on every side at the start of the season. If you're not one of the sides coming down from the Premier League, you always dream of the playoff final. It's the best way to go up. And it hurts the most if you fall to defeat in the final, of course. Here's Luke Ayling. In the centre of the pitch, driving through Hull City, taken down. Referee not interested in blowing his whistle there. Long ball forward, but Hull sitting very deep in the opening stages here. Welcome in, Kevin. How are we doing? Good morning from Florida. Welcome in. Good to see you, international viewers. Crazy that. What's the weather like there? It's boiling hot, yeah. Long ball over the top there for Morgan Whittaker, and it's offside. I will say one thing. The movement of Middlesbrough in the front three at the moment is incredible. Whittaker, of course, traditionally that right-hand side of support for Strelec. Well, he's been roaming beneath Strelec, not really in his natural position. He's having a free roam beneath the number 9. But Kim Hellberg and Djakarovic looking very smart this afternoon for the occasion. Very hot weekend, it is indeed. I've had to put the blind down. Also, you'll notice in the background we've framed some shirts up. So the only thing about it is, of course, the reflections. I've had to angle the camera so you can't see the TV. Otherwise, of course, yeah, it wouldn't end well for the channel, that. We wouldn't have a channel. Hull City with a throw-in on the far side. Down the line it goes from Giles. One back by Aidan Morris, and Whittaker trips up his own feet. One back by Giles. Now McBurney getting involved, and Hull applying the press as Dale Fry gets in the way. Hull go again on the left-hand side. It's Hughes in a unnatural position for a centre-half, and ball into the box, and it's claimed by Sol Brent, who's really surprised a lot of people this season. Sol Brent. Start of the year, everyone thought he'd get replaced, but got quite a lot of clean sheets early on in the season, and here he is in the playoff final, about to become a Premier League goalkeeper if Borough can do the business here today. On Monday and Tuesday it's going to be 32 degrees, that's crazy. The weather's always so good when I've got an exam to prepare for. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. It's dry right now. Thunderstorms this afternoon and evening when they're on our rainy season until September, October. Wow. Well, we never really see much sunshine in the UK, but when we do, it's always a highlight of the year. I think it's fair to say. Celtic are 1-0 up. But this is definitely the biggest game of the day. And a little foul there in midfield wins Hull City a free kick inside their own half, and Hull are just going to, you know, match the tempo, I think, of Middlesbrough at the moment. Middlesbrough flying out the blocks in the early stages, but still no big chances for either side. 30 degrees in a few days' time. Yeah, I think it is 30 degrees in London today, where, of course, Wembley is located, the playoff final. So whoever goes up is going to go up with a nice tan as well. What a day. Proper beer garden weather. Yeah, Louis Coyle, the captain of Hull City, and has been for a number of years. What a reward it will be to take his side up to the Premier League, of course. So much riding on this game, and then of course the prize money to go along with it. Sunderland won it last year in dramatic fashion after going behind against Sheffield United with that Tommy Watson goal. Who will be the next player to write themselves in the history books for these sides and under the arch at Wembley? It's Middlesbrough on the left-hand side. Target. Long ball forward and Panda racing to the edge of his box and gets there first ahead of Morgan Whittaker. And Panda, another goalkeeper, of course, who has, just like Solbrin, come into his own at his club. Of course, last year was preferred ahead of Carl Rushworth, which is a big surprise when he was on loan at Hull City. But he has been a stand-up player this season for Hull City, Panda. And I looked back to the game earlier on in the season where it was Hull 1 at the... I don't even know what the Hull Stadium is called now because it's changed names so many times. MKM now, isn't it? But when it was 4-1 Middlesbrough, and honestly it could have been a 10-goal game. It was end-to-end, and every time both sides went forward it looked like scoring a goal. And hopefully that continues today. That'll be really exciting. Here's Luke Ayling at the halfway line here for Middlesbrough. Finds Aidan Morris, who was sensational in the playoff semi-final in both the legs. And since Hayden Hackney's been injured, really, he's really been in the limelight. Alan Brown brought in today to replace the injured Tommy Conway. And he's won his side of throwing at the halfway line here. 17 people watching. If you enjoy the stream, please be sure to drop a like. And as well, subscribe. The World Cup is just around the corner as well, and we will be covering a lot of the World Cup. You may be thinking, how can I get a bit of coverage of the early morning games? We will be covering majority of them, so don't you worry. They'll obviously won't be able to cover all of them, but about 90% I'd say will get covered. And here go Hull City, the best team in transition in the league. And Miller on the left hand side, his cross is blocked and won back by Borough, but an early scare there. Well, when Hull City win the ball and on the counter in transition, they are absolutely brilliant. And no doubt that's going to be Borough's biggest fear today. The pace they have with Bellumi and Miller on the wings, and McBurney, how clinical he is in front of goal. And it's crazy to think he missed out on the Scotland World Cup squad, Ollie McBurney. Ball out to left, Jury's target. Back it goes to Dale Fry, the captain of Middlesbrough, of course. Luke Ayling now. He's been in the Premier League with Leeds United. Ayling, time to do it at the Riverside. Long ball over the top into the channel, searching for Britain, but it goes all the way through, out for a goal kick for Panda. So 0-0 in the opening 10 minutes here at Wembley. An exciting start to the game. No clear-cut chances or big chances to tell you about, but it has been a good start here. Of course, always nervy in a playoff final. No one really wants to step out of line because the consequences are huge, but of course the reward is even bigger if you can take a risk. Ball in midfield with Middlesbrough. Malander. Out to the right hand side it goes. Alan Brown. Back to Ayling. By the way, at half time I will try and sort out the usually on screen by the Goals Galore logo we have the live sub count. I'll try to sort that out at half time. Advantage played the way of Middlesbrough. Here's Riley McGree. Got the early goal in the second leg against Southampton. Walking football here, but play is going to be stopped here because Alan Brown is on the deck at Wembley. I think he's just wanting to catch the sun a little bit. In all seriousness, no, he does look in some discomfort. Took a shoulder from Matt Crooks. And obviously the size difference between Crooks and Brown. Yeah, just a coming together. He should be able to play on from that. And a break in play here. Also, guys, hard to notice, but I got these made a few weeks ago. Goals Galore t-shirts. So, and on the back is a bigger logo of it. So, absolutely gassed of it. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I got these properly made. The last ones I got were just like iron-on stuff, but these ones were properly made. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these in the live streams. No idea how McBurney didn't get called up for the Scottish national team. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? He's had the best season out of any Scottish striker for goals and assists return, which is what you want from a striker. He's in the form of his life, really. Ahead of a World Cup and he doesn't get picked. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But let me know in the chat your score predictions for the playoff final, and in League 1 and League 2, who else is going to be getting promoted. I don't get why it's lagging all the time. There we go, it's back now. It's really frustrating. I am working, I'm still on my laptop, which since I started the channel, it's always been the laptop, but I'm working on getting a PC, so hopefully it's going to be a little bit more stable. I don't know how old this laptop is now, I got it second hand, but it's aging on a little bit, so for the World Cup, in time for that, there'll be a new system running the streams basically, so it should be a lot more stable. A lot more stable. So Alan Brown back up on his feet, which is, of course, to the delight of Middlesbrough fans. Couldn't get my words out then. What's going on? Ball with Hull City at the back. Here is Egan. Finds Ajay. Back to Egan. And Hull enjoying a little bit of possession, which they haven't had much of in the opening stages of this game. Middlesbrough are setting the traps, but not too interested in pressing that high up the pitch. Ajay finds Crooks on the right hand side. Crooks. Down line it goes. Balumi trying to find McBurney. Goes down. Referee saying that's a fair tackle. Up in the air it goes. McBurney will win that all day long. Does. Targets, touches loose, but gets fortunate and helps it back to Fry. Ayling on the turn is Brown, who's back on the pitch now. Brown. It's a free kick, I think. What's the referee signal for there? It's hard to see. Looking really good off. Thank you very much, Kevin chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, McBurney, what a season he's had. Of course. Only Zampa-Potnik at Swansea has scored more goals than McBurney this season. Let's get that one in there. Here's Malander stepping up into a DM role now, and Whittaker on the left hand side. Got Strelic in the box, and the ball goes out for a throw in right in the corner. And then Borough fans behind the goal are happy with what they've seen in the opening 14 minutes here at Wembley. Whittaker now. Morris, Malander out to target on the left. Short pass in here from Borough, and it's in the box and away by Egan. But here you go, Borough again with Ayling on the right hand side this time. Britton was ahead, but Miller wins it back for Hull. And his pass is loose and one back straight away. Here's Aidan Morris, a huge roar from the sea of red behind the goal. Ayling finds Morris. Down the line it goes. Strelec getting involved now, having to drop deep to receive, but here's Morris. Space is arriving and his cross shot is dragged. Morris wants a corner, but referee's not seen the deflection. It's going to go out for a goal kick instead. Yeah, it looks more like a cross that from Aidan Morris, to be honest. I don't think he's really lining it up. Yeah, he's pulled that. I don't think that is a shot. So goal kick then for Hull City. Panda into the sunshine at Wembley. Malander will get underneath it. Ajay headed back forward and one back high up the pitch here for Middlesbrough. Strelec edge of the box. McGree finds target. Hull have got numbers back. Appeals for handball. It's a big appeal, and we do have VAR here. Play will continue for now. It's gone out of play. Now appeals for a Middlesbrough penalty against Louis Kyle. The play's still continuing here. Morris, good crossing position from the left hand side. Malander involved. Finds a spare man in target. Drawn across. And away just about by Hull City. They are living life dangerously under the arch. And Borough come again with McGree. Kyle sends it clear into the channel. Balumi against Malander. Malander beats him to it and sees it out of play. Great start to the game, this one. Credit this chap as a better commentary than most live streamers today. Oh, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're not always this good. I don't know. Here's Morris. Back it goes to target. In the opening stages, it's a level game, but Middlesbrough definitely the side edging it just about in this one. But still, no big clear-cut chances in the game so far. Here's Whittaker, edge of the box. Middlesbrough progressing quickly. And Britton on the far side. He's got Giles to beat. And he wins a corner from it. The ex-Middlesbrough man, Ryan Giles. Now with Hull City. And he's had a fantastic season, to be fair. But he concedes the corner there. And looking at this shot that the Sky are showing, the sea of red behind the goal. If Middlesbrough score here, there can be some limbs in that end. Wembley's just such a good stadium for, you know, videos of fans celebrating goals, isn't it? The layout of it is brilliant. So corner kick, the first one of the game for Middlesbrough on the left hand side. Into the box it goes, floated in, headed by a Hull player across the face of goal, and it's a bit nervy here, but it's still alive for Middlesbrough. Into the box on the other side, Brown, and it's a big chance from Strelec, who heads over from close range, just got under the ball. The initial ball is really good. Crooks, it is, who heads it across and out, and on the near side, Ayling retrieved it. McGree into Brown, and Strelec heads over from close range. But Hull City are living life dangerously, but we've seen it for the last couple of months for Middlesbrough, where they'll dominate a game and create loads of chances. They just won't be able to take the chances, and it is happening again here at Wembley. 18 minutes in, and that's their biggest chance of the game, but they're just not really doing enough with these chances. Hull now, down the line it goes into the channel, but a useless ball really. Gifting possession back to Middlesbrough with Luke Ayling. Borough fans in the chat, good to see you. No matter who you support, you're all welcome here on the channel. Throwing one at the halfway line here for Middlesbrough. 20 minutes approaching. Still 0-0. Of course, Hull City crept into the playoffs on the final day. It was looking like Derby, but then they lost to Sheffield United, and Hull did the business at home against Norwich City to find themselves in the playoff places. Of course, Wrexham, didn't they draw with Middlesbrough, I'm pretty sure, which stopped them getting in it. Long ball forward there from Whittaker, searching for McGree, and Semi Ajayi's shielding him off. He's gone out for a goal kick. Lucky there from Semi Ajayi. Didn't look too comfortable facing his own goal, and McGree on his back. Ajayi, of course, was integral at West Brom a few years ago to their success. At the moment, it's starting to really go in Borough's favour here. Hull, they've got to do something in the next 5 minutes. They've got to grow into the game somehow here. At the moment, it's just been all Borough. And if it continues this way, it's only a matter of time before Borough hit the back of the net, you feel. Ball back with Panda here for Hull City. Ajayi ahead of him, but Panda goes long into the left channel, searching for McBurney. Dale Fry heads out for a Hull City throw-in. 21 minutes played. McBurney not happy with something there. Yeah, Djukanovic has been one of the managerial surprises of the season, I think it's fair to say. No one knew what to expect from him, but he has certainly impressed in the second tier this year. Here is Whittaker in midfield inside their own half here. Malanda now breaking forward on the left. Out to target it goes, and instead Borough decide to just slow it down a little bit. Morris back to target on the left. And all the way back to the edge of their own box here, Middlesbrough. Under Kim Hellberg, possession is crucial. But in football, goals are even more important. But Borough haven't had enough of them in recent weeks. But a bit of fortune to get to the playoff final today. And it's a big chance they've got to take now. Long ball into the channel there, but well dealt with by Hull City. John Egan in particular. Middlesbrough from that throw-in. Here's Aidan Morris, finding Melanda now. Back up to halfway it goes. For Middlesbrough. Hull sitting deeper and deeper with every Borough attack. Aidan Morris pulling the strings, and that pass is loose, and now on the counter it's Hull City with Balumi. Over halfway he goes. Borough have got players back, switching it across to Miller. Great first touch, and Ayling, the experience there to stop that initial attack. One back by Hull though. Hughes on the left finds Miller. Runner on the left hand side finds him. Ayling deals with Giles for now. Miller once again. Oh, lovely footwork from Miller. To the byline he goes. Into the box. Kyle heads over. And Bren had to get a touch on it. And Hull, their first attack of the game. And they win a throw-in. They win a corner from it. And it almost resulted in a goal. Brilliant work from Liam Miller on the left-hand side. The Canadian. And a great ball into the centre. Louis Kyle. McBurney was waiting as well. He probably would have preferred McBurney in that situation. But Kyle got there first. And the header took ages to drop. But Bryn wasn't confident and touched it behind for a corner. Here is Balumi from the corner. Goes short. Edge of the box. Back to Balumi. Fires it across to Giles with a long shot which is fired into the crowd. Disappointing effort there from Ryan Giles. Wasn't even close. He's in the wrong sport. And all the players here now are being called over for a water break due to the temperatures. So a water break here. It's like back in lockdown this, with the water breaks. Right, let's see, while there's a break in play, if I can quickly get this this thing to work, the YouTube sub count. So bear with me, if you see anything happening on screen, I'm just trying to display the sub count, as it's I just like seeing it move when it gives a good gauge of how well the stream's doing and how everyone's interacting. So instructions being given to both sets of players. Right, so is anything being displayed? No. Right. Balumi with a towel, quite a few towels actually. Yeah, 30 degrees I believe it is, which is absolutely crazy. Especially for the UK, we're not used to that type of weather. Right, why is this not moving across? And there we go, that's the water break already over and done with. It didn't last long at all, did it? I'll have to sort that half time then. I'll do it at half time. I thought it'd be another minute or two yet, but no. Only a quick water break and back underway we go. So this is an interesting stat they've put on Sky. Teams with over 50%, 54% possession in the EFL playoff final since 2014. Only 2 sides out of 21 have won, excluding penalty shootouts. But Hull City will be reading that and thinking, you know what, we'll take that stat. That's crazy. So out of 21 playoff finals since 2014, sides with over 54% possession, which Middlesbrough definitely fall into that category today, only 2 of them have actually achieved promotion to the Premier League in this game. Well, that is very interesting. Possession isn't always everything. It's nice to watch, but of course there's got to be that fine balance with possession and end product, for sure. Here's Panda. Out to the left-hand side of the fence it goes here for Hull City. Hughes finds Giles. Back to Hughes, and he's a bit nervy on the ball there, but he escapes that scare. For now, anyway. Ball back with Panda. Now Hughes once again trying to just settle his nerves on the ball. Of course, it's a very big occasion. Anytime you have to go to Wembley, it's always going to be nerve-wracking. 90,000 seats under the arch, and all eyes on you. But pressure is a privilege. It's just who can rise the highest in the circumstances. Ball back now with Middlesbrough on the left-hand side. Here's Matt Target. Finds Dale Fry. A massive thank you everyone that's tuning in as well. Really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. And that long ball from Burrow went to nothing. Back with Panda. And every time he's gone long, this time he goes short to Hughes. And to the left to find Giles. Down the line it goes. Miller, not able to get anything on it, and it goes out for a goal kick to Hull City. Middlesbrough bringing the energy here, but Hull just starting to grow into the game. Do we think this one's going to go all the way to penalties? I don't remember the last playoff final that did. I know 2016 Huddersfield Reading, that went to penalties. Huddersfield won. And they were the first side to get promoted with a negative goal difference and win the playoffs without actually winning a game in 90 minutes. There's some stats for you all. When was the last playoff final penalty shootout though? I can't remember. Well, last year was Sunderland. That looked like it was going to a penalty shootout, but Sunderland won in extra time. Year before was Southampton beating Leeds. It was 1-0. No, I can't remember the last penalty shootout in the playoff final. It must have been 2016 then. Here's Alan Brown at the centre of the pitch. At the halfway line. Brown. Options ahead of him. But Hull in a very organised setup off the ball. Now Luke Ayling. Finding Malanda, who is stepping forward into midfield. Ayling again. Malanda pressed by Balumi, so it goes back to Fry. And Hull holding their shape here. Really good defensive shape from the Tigers. Out to the right hand side it goes. Whittaker. Brown. Nice passage of play, and as I say that, the commentator's curse comes into play, and they've lost the ball here, Middlesbrough. Miller finds McBurney at halfway. McBurney charging over halfway. Out to the right to find Louis Kyle. Kyle to McBurney, and Hull slow it down and instead decide to keep possession, which doesn't really suit them, Hull City, throughout the season. They're a side that like to hit you on the counter in transition. Hopefully we'll see a few goals today. Yeah, I think as soon as we see the first one, a few will flow in, but it's who's going to blink first kind of thing. Long ball over the top. Malanda wins the header, finds target inside his own half. Now over the halfway line it goes. One back by Hull City on this left hand side of the pitch. Ajay with an interesting hoof up into the air. Brought down by Dale Fry at the edge of his own box, and all of a sudden the football's getting a bit scruffy here. Here's Morris once again. Finding Strelec, it's a pull touch, and Ajay is able to cover. Well, I tell you what, Strelec, he hasn't had much involvement in the game, and when he's called upon, he really has to do better there. It's such a heavy touch. He's on the spin. He's lost his man on the spin, and his touch is too heavy, allowing and inviting Semi Ajay to come back and cover, and he does ever so well, does the whole number 6. Yeah, Strelec, I wouldn't really say he's like a pacey striker. More of just a penalty box striker, really. Here's Luke Ayling. At the back. Into Brown, finding Malanda. Back to Ayling once again. McGree's in a nice pocket of space here, and he's now closed down. No one's able to find him. Malanda to McGree now. At the halfway line. Middlesbrough moving forward. Morris. Brown out to the right hand side for Callum Britton. Back it goes again. Borough being patient in their approach here. Luke Ayling. Away by Hughes at the first time of asking. Anywhere will do for Hull. As long as they get that ball away, they're happy. Ayling once again. Borough go forward. Into the channel it goes, but won by John Egan. Coyle back to Semi Ajay. Lifts it over the top. Kept him in by Balumi just about. Fry. Into midfield, and now Middlesbrough have opened up Hull. Hull have committed too many players forward. They are slowly getting back. But Borough go forward with Whittaker. Yeah, he slowed it down there too much. They weren't direct enough there. It was a big overload in favour of Borough. And they, if they played their cards right, they could have worked the space there for the extra man. Wasn't to be though, not on that occasion anyway. Well, the ref has not really had much to do. Jared Gillett, the referee on this occasion in the playoff final today. Panda has to come out of his goal a long way there. And now Whittaker drops through. Whittaker from distance thinks twice about the shot and goes against it. Whittaker still on the ball, twisting and turning, goes down. Morris keeps it alive. Hull with loads of players back now. Borough just take ages when they go forward, don't they? If there's an opening, they just double guess, and then by the time they fought it through, all the Hull players are all back. Just need to be a bit more, less decisive. Consider the option a bit less, really. Take a few more risks going forward. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Here's Morris to Whittaker. Short passes, and Hull standing strong at the moment. Luke Ayling out to the right for Britton. Finding Whittaker by the byline. Whittaker concedes the goal kick. I think he went out of play before he kicked it. 35 played. Half chance for each side. Hull with Louis Coyle, which is their only chance, and Borough with Strelec. Really, that's it really. McBurney doing his best to win the ball back for Hull. And instead it's Borough who go forward, and Britton will win a throw in on the far side. First half has been very safe from both sides in an attacking aspect. Can't get my words out today. What's going on? The sun is really affecting me, isn't it? So a throw in on the far side for Middlesbrough. Red shirts pile into the penalty box, but they go short from the throw in. Britton now will deliver. Cross is blocked by Balumi. And another throw in almost the same position from Borough. Ayling this time delivers into the box, and there's a bit of contact on it to turn it towards goal by Alan Brown, but wasn't in any danger of Panda's goal. Well, it looks like we're going to go into the break level here at half time. Let me have a look if they've put any quizzes on the BBC Sport website for this one, for the half time. Hopefully they have. Surely they've put a playoff final quiz on. We do love a good half time quiz, of course. Otherwise we can try search one. Here's Callum Britton. Back to Ayling. Middlesbrough still inside their own half here. Morris floats it over to the left. Kyle's equal to it. Crux helping it along, and now on the counter on the left hand side, Miller is one on one, and I tell you what, Sol Brent hasn't had much to do all game. Only one save, called into action there and beats Miller in a foot race to clear it away. But on the left hand side, Giles goes flying down the wing. Balumi cuts it back in the box, and offside against Hull City there. Saves the day for Middlesbrough. Well, that initial ball forward, Crux to McBurney, and then it's Slater who plays the pass. Miller's well onside, beats Ayling in a foot race, but Solbren was flying out of his goal to get there first. Is there any playoff final quizzes? Surely there's got to be one. Middlesbrough on the attack here. Malander out to the right for Callum Britton. Taking his time on the far side. Not much support only behind him. Now here's Malander. Who will blink first in this playoff final? Target inside to McGree. Whittaker now in a congested midfield area, but Brown looking in the direction of Target, who had a load of space but decided against it that time. Dale Fry in the sunshine moves the ball over to Ayling. Well, those Borough fans have got good seats today. On a hot day like this, they're in the shade. Hull fans are all in the sunshine, which in some aspects is nice, but burning a little bit, I guess. McGree finds Target. Target, ball into the centre, away by Ojai, only as far as the edge of the box, and Whittaker was eyeing at the shot, and it's all a bit too fast to even talk about here. McGree still keeping it alive. Morris, the edge of the box here is really congested with a lot of bodies, so anytime the ball breaks, there's not enough time to eye up a shot, because the ball just gets snatched beneath your foot. Ayling from the centre, out to the left hand side it goes. Morris finds McGree. McGree towards Whittaker, and he gets a touch on the ball which leads towards goal, but whether that will count as a shot on target or not, I'm not really sure, but not really a chance. Yeah, Hughes come across to cover him. Wasn't really any trouble for Panda in goal, and here's Ayling again at halfway. So comfortable on the ball. McGree driving forward, finds Strelec. Whittaker got in the way of the shot. Strelec there. Looked like that was the moment Borough had been waiting for. McGree done so well, pops it off to Strelec at the right moment. He was running into trouble. And that's never mind. It looked like it was a decent shot, but looking at the second angle, he's Trevella's at the outside of his left foot, and it was going nowhere near goal. Deflecting off Morgan Whittaker actually helped it stay on target, really. But on the left hand side, Giles Finds Miller. Miller taking on the red shirts. Back it goes. And Slater. Across the face it goes. Towards Balumi. From the angle. Oh. A teasing effort from Mohamed Balumi. As he wraps his left foot round it. And it's just the wrong side of the post. You never know from an angle. He's not a million miles away. Ho, 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 ho. And in fact, 3 yards to the right. And if he hits the exact same shot from 3 yards to the right, that's going in the bottom corner. And Sol Bryn rooted to the spot. Didn't move a muscle. Well, I don't know what's happened with the Sky Sports cameras here, but the coverage has been cut. Oh, it's back though. McGree going forward. McGree to target. Target. Peels a handball, but Kyle had his hands in a natural position. Target wins it back into the box. McGree on that left foot. McGree floats it in. Panda stretching, gets there. And Giles to the rescue to get it away. Borough are getting closer. Miller takes on Britton. Runs out of space, runs out of pitch, and wins a throw-in instead. Well, McGree, I think he's such an underrated player. Great ball into the centre. Panda stretching. And you're just thinking, when's it going to finally drop? And there's just no Borough player anticipating Panda just to get a touch on it to follow in on the rebound. Here is Ayling at the halfway line once again. I feel like we've said that a million times in the first half. McGree, poor touch from him. Gifting Hull an opportunity now to go forward with Balumi. A few 50-50s and he's still got the ball somehow. Finding McBurney now on the spin. Coyle. Head up, keeping the ball moving. Slater, back to Ajay at the halfway line. Crux to Balumi. To McBurney. McBurney switches the play. What a ball that is, out to the left hand side. And now Giles. Miller in support. In the sunshine here. Red shirts to beat. Miller goes back. Finding Giles once again. Hughes getting involved in the attack now. Now Miller with a bit more support. Heading towards the byline. Cuts back. Ailing for company. Now it goes in. And McBurney's head on it. It's hit the bar. Ollie McBurney hits the woodwork for Hull. What a ball from Giles. Great header from McBurney. But off the bar it goes. And it's hit Melander on the way. And he didn't know much about it, Melander. But that is an incredible block. Wow. And we have now reached the 45th minute. But we've got 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half here. 3 minutes. Hull City go the closest. McBurney hits the bar. Under the arch. McBurney to Crux. Over the top it goes. Balumi searching. Target. Wins it back and finds Melander. What a player Melander's been this season for Borough. Since January, of course. Now Ayling. Out to the right hand side. Luke Ayling again at the halfway line here. 2 minutes left to play and target in the box. Pulls it back and Ajay gets something on it. Just about. And now Hull on the counter again with McBurney. The man that hit the woodwork a few seconds ago. Finds Giles. Giles on the left hand side. Walking forward, finds Miller at the halfway. Long diagonal ball over to the right, searching for Balumi, but head out of play by Malanda. Good play there. So 1 more minute and a few seconds left to play of this first half, and Hull City with an attack, a throw in on the right hand side, and they're going to launch it into the centre here. Balumi lining it up. Hull getting the big lads from the back up into the box. Balumi here is going to launch it. McBurney, Ajay, Egan all in there, and Crooks. Slater into the gloves of Brent. Wasn't really troubling, and Brent straight away with the long ball forward, searching for Whittaker. Whittaker, good touch. Finds somehow Strelec. Strelec sits Hughes down. Strelec, and it's wide. End-to-end stuff here at Wembley just for the break. And Strelec there. He's got to put it on target from that distance. Great link-up play from Whittaker and Strelec. Strelec sits Hughes down and then shoots through the legs of Coyle. Just pulls it to the right of Panda's goal. And Hull fans can breathe a sigh of relief, because it looks like that will be that for the first half here. And it is indeed half time at Wembley in the Championship playoff final. Hull City 0, Middlesbrough 0 at the break here under the arch. There we go then, half time. It's been eventful. Hull have hit the post, hit the bar more specifically, and Borough headed over from close range, and Strelec with an effort dragged wide. Strelec has had the 2 biggest opportunities for them, and he's dragged them both wide. Kyle had a header, which bit of a half chance, and that's really about it. But yeah, right, here we go. Found a playoff final quiz. Name all the Championship playoff final winners. There we go, that is the quiz. So I'll let everyone prepare for that. Just before we do, I'm going to quickly try and fix this because it's really annoying me. I'm just trying to get the sub count on screen, so I'm going to quickly try and put it, copy it, delete it, and then copy again, and close that tab. I do that, and then I quickly go back in. So yeah, half time, get thinking of Championship playoff final winners, because we'll do the quiz as soon as I end up fixing this, which should only take a few seconds. If I could select the right thing, that'd be great. But yeah, let us know in the chat your thoughts on the first half. It's been interesting, I think it's fair to say. It has been interesting. But in the end, it's goalless, and it's probably the fair result for half time. As I said, there's not been any clear cut chances, nothing crazy to talk about, but I think both sides are just really nervous at this point in the match. Of course, a mistake in the playoff final could cost you a chance to go into the Premier League, so it's understandable why no one's really taken any big risks. Right, why won't this work? I don't get it. Right, the screen will get taken over a second. Do not panic. I'm just quickly fixing something. So goals galore there. It should be beneath then, so I need to go down. There we go. That's what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. There we go. Don't worry guys, it's not going to stay in the middle of the screen forever. Just going to quickly fix it. I do love having the sub count in the centre of the screen. Not that big though. Right, let's put that back in. There we go. So if you subscribe now, you will be able to see the counter go up. It's definitely worth it. Right, so the quiz will begin in just a second now. Let me just place this and we're all good to go then. How does that look? Does that look good? That'll do for now. I can adjust it later. Right, let's get the screen open then for the quiz. Get your answers in, of course, and help us out on it. We're looking for playoff final winners from the Championship playoff final. Let's get ready for that. Share the screen. Hopefully you can all still hear me. You should be able to. And here we go. So we're looking for playoff final winners from the Championship. Can you name them all? There's 28. We're going to give it our best shot. So straight away then, I'm going to go with my team, Swansea. We're going to go Brentford, who beat Swansea. We're going to go for Southampton, we're quite recent. We are going to go for, who won it last season? That was Sunderland. We're going to go for Fulham. They beat Brentford in 2019, I think it was. 2020, sorry. Let's get the chat up for any more. Huddersfield have won it. Have Portsmouth won it? Portsmouth have not. Southampton and Portsmouth. West Ham beat Blackpool in, was it 2006, was it? Blackpool have won the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. 2010. Right, we've got 8 out of 28, so we've got 20 left to go through. Huddersfield, yeah, we just done that one. Just beat you to that one, honey. Alright, so it says how many they've won. 2019. Burnley. Oh, did Crystal Palace win it? Don't know if Brighton won it. No, I definitely did. West Ham. Leeds haven't won the playoffs, have they? No, that was one of the stats. Leeds, who's played. Hull have won it, of course. Playing Norwich have won it. They beat them in 2015, yeah. Have Middlesbrough won the playoffs? Yep. Who else? Top of Coventry. Don't think they have. We'll put it in a note. Coventry. Hull, who Southampton put them in. Mill, no. Wrexham. Just trying to think of other Championship sides at the moment. Championship teams who won the playoffs. Bournemouth. No, they lost to Brentford that year. No, and then they went up second place. So Bournemouth haven't. So I put Brighton in. Watford, of course. Yeah, how can you forget? Leicester ever won the playoffs? They have. As soon as you think of playoffs and Watford, it's always that game, isn't it, against Leicester? Oh, this is tricky now. 2008. I wouldn't know any of the 90s ones, to be honest. Swansea City. 2014. Oh, I should know 2014 one. Oh, Luton won it, of course, a few years ago. Playoff final winners. If you can help us in the quiz, be sure to. Charlton, maybe. Let's put it in. If I could spell it, it'd be great. Trying to have 2. Well done, well done. No worries, come in chat. Thank you very much for staying with us. I do appreciate it, and hopefully you're enjoying the game. 2001. Who won it in 2001? I feel like my ball knowledge is very recent, like only from like 2005 really, for club stuff anyway. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm being harsh on myself. I think of the London clubs. 2014 has one of the most iconic playoff final goals. Oh, it's going to be embarrassing if I don't get this then. 2014. I honestly, I cannot think of playoff final goals right now. It's meant to be me giving you guys the clues. 2014. It's going to come to me and I'm going to be really annoyed I've not got it. Did I put red in? Oh, maybe they haven't. Oh, Forest, of course. 2014. Seems ages ago. I don't even know who got promoted in 2014. I can't think. Alright, scrap 2014, it's in my head in. How many times did they win it? If it's 2 now. 2015 was Norwich. Huddersfield. 14, they've only won it once. I'm be kicking myself for that one. Well, 18 out of 28 isn't too bad. I don't want to give up yet. I cannot think. Stoke ever won the playoffs? No. Hull, no. Bristol City were finalists against Hull. Cardiff, did they come first and second? I don't think they've ever won the playoffs if they know. Villa 2019, of course, against Derby, yes. That one slipped my mind. Got Luton. Right, so which years are we? 20. Who is 2014? Honey, you might have to just tell me who 2014 is. It's in my head. Forest. Why can't it be in the order of years? Have I done West Ham? I think I have. Yeah. West Brom won the playoffs? No. Coventry have lost it. Birmingham. I'm just thinking of Midlands clubs. Derby, have they won the playoffs? They have. We're getting through them. We've done Norwich. Ipswich won the playoffs? I don't think they have. They have. 2000. Okay. QPR. Bobby Zamora, of course. How have I forgotten QPR? Yeah. Shame on me that. Shame on me. Have I not? I knew I'd be kicking myself. A 5 away though. I'm just going for rogue ones. Preston, Blackpool, Blackburn maybe. Let's go Lancashire. Bolton maybe. Bolton how? Oh my god, we're 3 away, yeah? Bolton. Doubt they have. No, surely no. London clubs. Mill, no. Charlton, Watford. Yeah, Bolton, we just put them in. I think there might be a little bit of lag, my bad. So we are looking for 2, 1990 and 1993. I don't know who that could have been, and 1991 and 2003. So literally all the recent ones we've got. 91, 2003, and someone's won it twice, and we still can't think of them. It's going back to 89. Yeah, 89 was the first, wasn't it? 87. Looks like 87. Three clubs left. Hayden Hackney still warming up for Middlesbrough on the bench. If you want to join us with the quiz, we're looking for the playoff winners for the years 1990 and 1993. That side is the same side that won it twice. The winner of 1991 playoff final and 2003. Swindon, how he says it. Swindon, oh, they're the ones that won it twice. I wouldn't have guessed Swindon, to be fair. And then whoever won it in 1991 and 2003, they're the final two we cannot think of. If anyone has their answer, be sure to put it in the chat. 2003. I'm going through all the clubs I cannot. We might have to give up just so we can get the answer. I don't know, I'm really eager to see the answer here. The second half will be with us very shortly anyway. Alright, fair play if you put it in the chat and I haven't seen it, but we're giving up. I really want to know who we've missed. Two answers we missed. Who were they? Notts County and Wolves. Yeah, I wouldn't have got Notts County, but I probably would have got Wolves. Gutted about that. Which ones do we get that no one else gets? 70%, 67 for Blackburn, 65 for Watford. Swindon must be quite low. No, 60% got Swindon. Well, there we go. That was the halftime quiz. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one. And as always, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. It goes a long, long way. Thank you very much. Right, let's get set up for the second half in this one. The playoff final. There's a long, long way to go yet. And let's see if it will be Hull or Middlesbrough in the Premier League next season. And which side will remain in the Championship for next year. And it's looking like an incredible lineup in the Championship for next season, by the way. With the South Coast Derby, South Wales Derby. We've got loads. I'm not even going to name them all because there's too many to name, to be honest, at the moment. But it is looking incredible at the moment, the lineup for the new season. And tomorrow in the Premier League, Spurs or West Ham will come down. I really hope it's Spurs. I mean, whichever one it is, you'd have to go to it away. So no matter if Spurs come down, I'm doing it. If it's a weekday, we're doing it. Because it's literally a once in a lifetime opportunity to go Spurs away. As crazy as that sounds, but let's be honest, it is. Right, second half is about to begin. Here we go then. Hull kicking from right to left, both sides, defending the sides where their fans are located. Let's see if someone can win it in the 90, or will we have a long evening ahead of us with extra time and penalties. No worries, only gun mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Good second half. Yeah, fingers crossed a few goals in the second half. That would be very nice. But we'll wait and see. Well, straight from kick-off, it was Strelec who got the ball off the goalkeeper. Let's keep the lineups going round as well. There we go. Long ball forward there from Hull. Up. Dealt well with Egan. Right, what minute then, guys, do we think the first goal's going to be scored? Hayden Hackney on the bench. I think he'll probably come on, I'd say about 55, 60. He's definitely going to get a good run out today, Hayden Hackney. But how long is the question? Hayden Hackney and Aidan Morris is an incredible defensive midfield duo. Drops from Whittaker and it blocks wide. Well, Borough have come flying at the traps in the second half here. And John Egan with a huge block to deny Kim Helberg's men from taking the lead in the final. A long ball forward from Luke Ayling. Strelec heads it down. And Whittaker arriving onto it. Brilliant block from John Egan to deny Borough taking the lead, and it's gone out for a corner instead. Here we go. Borough's second of the game from the far side. They're lining up here in the box for this one. Matt Target, one arm in the air. Into the box it goes. Flicked on by a Hull head, and in the end McBurney heads it behind. But it was flicked on by a Hull player at the front post. I think it's Kyle who flicks it on. Oh, bit nervy there from Louis Kyle. But McBurney dealt with the danger at the second time of asking. Now, another corner for Borough, who are applying the pressure here at Wembley. Target. Into the box it goes. Head at the back post, and it's onto the roof of the net. From Dale Fry, arriving round the back and heading on top of the goal. He's unlucky there. Wonder who'll be promoted to the Premier League. Yeah, it looks like Borough at the moment. But Hull, well, they haven't conceded, so it's just difficult to say at the moment, really. On top of the goal from Dale Fry, how he would have loved to score. Captain in his side at Wembley. Would have been his dream come true. Here's Ayling, skipping past the amber shirt. Slater with a huge tackle. He's been brilliant for Hull this season, Regan Slater. Yeah, Luke Ayling complaining about something there. Just overstretched a little bit, I think. Oh, it's in attack. There's a strong challenge, by the way, from Regan Slater. Here we go then. 49 minutes played at Wembley. Still 0-0. Here's Luke Ayling. Finding Melander on the left-hand side of defence. Are we going to get a goal in 90 minutes? That is the big question. Of course, we saw how Borough sort of folded a little bit going into extra time in the second leg. And Hull, of course, we haven't seen them go the distance at all. But you'd probably think that the way the game has been going would probably continue. Here's Slater, picks up the pieces in midfield. Back it goes from Egan to his keeper, Panda. Ball on the left hand side, Giles. And it goes on top of Bryn, and it was an interesting cross, that one. It's one of them that sometimes just dips in at the far post. And I think it had Sol Bryn a little bit worried there in between the Borough sticks. Here is Ayling, 50 minutes played here. Long ball forward. One back by Giles. Giles for the throw in here for Hull City as this game gets even nervier as we're of course closing in now in the last 40 minutes of the game. Here's Ajay out to the right hand side for Balumi. What can Hull do here? Crooks. Header goes towards Miller at the back post and he runs out of play. Goal kick. Well, Matt Crooks, he's a big figure. And he's being picked out there, just arriving late, unmarked. Ayling gets out to him, but still managed to get the header away. Does Crooks, he just cannot get any direction on the header. And it's a disappointing end there for Hull's latest attack. And they've started better in the second half here, Hull. Here's Brown at halfway now. Out to the left hand side. Long ball over the top, searching. One back by Hull on the right hand side now. Kyle. Down it goes on the right hand side, away by Melander. Anywhere will do. Smashes it into the crowd and somehow deflection, and they've actually won the a throw-in from it. Brown loses the ball there. Out to the left-hand side now. And now Hull going to go forwards. They've got numbers arriving. Giles on the left-hand side jogging forward. Stops it and plays it to Crooks. At the halfway line. Could have gone a little bit further there. Here's Hughes. Back it goes once again. Hull just need to be a little bit more brave on the ball. Britton with a head up, wins it back. And now on the left hand side, Slater. Oh, it's the first time the refs had to really blow his whistle this game for a foul. And it's between Slater and Brown in midfield. But like it was threatening to kick off a little bit there, but in the end both players calmed themselves down. Here is Ayling. Standing still with the ball. It's time to move for Borough. Into the left channel it goes. And too much on it. Goes out of play for a Hull City goal kick now. This game is crying out for a goal. Hayden Hackney back out, warming up now. He's going to be coming on in the next, I'd say, within the next 7 minutes he'll be on the pitch. To the delight of Middlesbrough. He, of course, Hayden Hackney was voted the best player in the Championship this season, player of the season. He certainly has been good, but I think Aidan Morris has been just as good. But when they're together, they really do complement each other really well. So as long as Borough can get both of these players on the pitch you've got to do it. You know, get them on for half an hour. But the only risk with Hayden Hackney, of course, he's just come back from injury. If this one goes to extra time, how long is he going to be able to last? Because he's not going to want to come off, is he? So that is the only concern. But you can't really think of that at this point in the game. You've got to think of the next half an hour and winning it in normal time, really. Here's Morris now. Down line it goes. Britton to McGree, finding the spaces. Strelek's on the right. Whittaker feeds him. Strelek runs out of space and brilliant tackle from Egan. And now Miller able to get the ball away with Hull City. Into midfield it goes. Slater. Out to the right hand side it goes now. Ajay. Hull with a little bit of belief to go forward, but that ball is intercepted. They've won it back and still going. Balumi. Edge of the box, sure. Into the box it goes for McBurney and Fry cuts that one out. I'll tell you what, end to end stuff here. And the mistakes are starting to creep in from both sides. A big roar from the Hull City end. Then fans believe that this could be their day at Wembley. 35 to go at the 90. Whose day will it be? Just got to chuck the phone on charge, 2 seconds. Wembley made for winners. Which of these will win this one? Whittaker on the turn. Driving forward. Into the box it goes. Away by Egan. And a throw in here for Middlesbrough. Back it goes to Ayling. Luke Ayling now. Finding Whittaker on the turn. Whittaker goes down, but a tackle on Miller. No foul given by the referees. Let them go all game, so he's been consistent with it. And out to the right now with Louis Coyle. Bursts it over halfway. Coyle switches the play to Miller. On the left hand side, it's got Callum Britton to beat. Miller. Dancing feet. Pulls it back for Crooks. Flicking it through. McBurney just wasn't on the same wavelength there. And at halfway, Hull regain possession. And Hull are starting to really put their stamp on this game now. The playoff final is here to be won for both of these sides. Who's going to take the risk? Who's going to gamble the most? Slater, back it goes. Welcome in, Lurquan. How are you doing? Up the hole, says Lurquan. I think a lot of neutrals are going for Hull in this one. Who can bring out their inner Dean Windass for Hull? The last two playoff finals they've been involved in, they've won them both by a goal 2-0. By a goal to nil, not 2-0. In case that come across wrong. And today, as it stands, it could still swing their way. Approaching the hour mark now, and approaching the time where the changes will surely be made. Well, their Wembley records: defeat to Chelsea for Middlesbrough, defeat to Chelsea in 1990, drew to Leicester in a 1997 FA Cup final, defeat to Chelsea in 97, lost to Norwich in 2015. Their Wembley record is not good at all, to say the least. Almost on par with Brentford. Give it a few more years. Here's Britain on the right. But all records have to come to an end sometime. You're not always down forever. You're not always up forever. Records like that are there to be broken. And days like today are made for records to be broken. On the bigger stage, and now Hull on the left hand side, releasing Miller. Brilliant challenge from Ayling, who wins the ball back. And now there's a desire to get forward from Borough. Ayling over to Malander on the left. Finds Aidan Morris once again. Malander keeping the ball moving. Out to the right. Britain. And Joe Gelhardt is being prepared here for Hull City. Was brilliant in the second leg against Millwall. Come off the bench and got his goal. Did his job. Looking to do the same here at Wembley. Middlesbrough go forward. They hit a brick wall and unable to get any further. One back by Borough. Morris. Into midfield it goes McGree. Whittaker takes in his stride. Strelec, shot blocked. Hull are hanging on in there. Borough go again with Britain. Britain's cross is blocked. Miller now will retrieve. And Miller will take on the red shirts and go forward. Drag down, free kick given. Free team quickly. Out to Bellumi on the right. He's got Malander to beat. McBurney in support. Bellumi into the gloves of Brent. It looked like that could be the moment, and it's end to end and in the sunshine as well. It's absolutely crazy. Borough go forward again. Players standing still, running out of energy, but the game is certainly heating up. Nice weather today, says Lurquan. Absolutely, mate. Sun is shining across the UK. About time as well. Here's Ayling, 61 played, still 0-0, but both sides getting closer and closer and closer to the goal. That would, as it stands of course, send them to the Premier League. Miller on the left hand side, dancing down the wing, making Hull City sing. Goes back to Giles. Hughes now into midfield, driving forward, and all of a sudden Middlesbrough looking a little bit tired. Ajay cross in, and it's too deep, and it's out of play for a goal kick for Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough definitely look the better side. They've got more control on the game, but they've started to run out of steam a little bit, and it's Hull who, whenever they go forward, they just look like they're going to do something. So it is really intriguing. It's quite even. And Liam Miller being withdrawn here, and Joe Gelhardt coming on. The Canadian off, the Englishman on. Joe Gelhardt is on at Wembley. Miller's had a good game, but not able to break the deadlock as it stands at Wembley. So that's the first change of the game. No doubt more to come in the next 10 minutes from either side. Welcome in, Rowan. Let me know how we're doing. Not too sure what language that is, but speaking English, let me know. Ball in midfield with Aidan Morris now. Down the line it goes, searching and finding McGree. Riding the challenges, McGree. Out to the right for Alan Brown. Is this the moment for Borough? Cross is blocked and away by Egan. Both sides fighting for their lives under the arch. Brown. Cross is too deep and into the gloves of Panda it goes. Yes, I am quite surprised as well, look, on that Hayden Hackney's not come on just yet. They must be thinking, well, Kim Hellberg must be thinking, it's a really close game. If this ends up going to extra time, we want Hayden Hackney to stay on all the way through extra time, especially with as fresh a legs as he can have at that point. Of course, he's just come back from injury as well, so first game in months, they're not going to risk him. So I imagine he'll come on about the 70th minute now, actually. 70 minutes. 20 of this one, and then extra time. Hull on the attack on the left hand side. Here's Giles. Back it goes. Joe Gelhardt, first involvement in the game, and he's not going to stick to the wing. He's going to float inside. Not quite like Miller. He's a different personnel, different option for Zakairovic. Ajay. Ball into the centre it goes, away by Fry. Whittaker up towards Strelec, can't do anything with it. Borough win the throw in. And Hayden Hackney takes off his bib, and there's a massive roar around Wembley from the sea of red who have travelled down from the north. Hayden Hackney is coming on. And it'll be the biggest roar of the game so far, that one. Hayden Hackney is coming on for Middlesbrough. Here's Alan Brown in midfield. I think he'll probably be the one going off. Most definitely. Strelec apparently. Well, he hasn't had a great game, Strelec. And maybe Whittaker goes through the centre. Brown into the attacking midfield role, and Hayden Hackney and Morris in the two central positions. What is Kim Hellberg thinking right now? Maybe risking it in the final. No worries, Daniela. Hopefully you had a fantastic day, and hopefully the weather has made it even a better day. No worries at all. Thank you for joining though. And let us know, who would you prefer to see in the Premier League? Would it be Hull or Middlesbrough? Here is Whittaker. Finds Britton again. Morris moving forward. Back it goes. Morris again. Out to the left this time. Dale Fry, the only Borough player as it stands, inside their own half. Every other outfield player in the Hull half. And McGree, lovely bit of skill. Out to the right to find Whittaker. He's got space and time to deliver a ball into the box shoot. Whittaker to the byline he goes, and he wins a corner. Giles there does really well to deal with him. supporting New Zealand in the World Cup, right? Of course, for Stamanic. Of course, of course. Marco Stamanic. And Giles is down here with a bit of cramp. And Hayne Hackney is ready to return to the pitch. And return under the arch. What a return that is. Receiving his last instructions here from the coaching staff. He last left the pitch for Middlesbrough when he was second in the table. Now doing the playoff final. And it is going to be David Strelec coming off here. But Hayden Hackney on. Just listen to the reception he's going to get from the Borough fans. Who will win the World Cup? Big question. Not really sure, to be honest. I think it might be Spain or something semi-Portugal might do it, you know. Really rogue shouts. But I think Spain maybe. Wouldn't be surprised if Spain won it. But if you're looking forward to the World Cup, we'll have a lot of it covered on the channel, including predictions and live watch-alongs as well. All that on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and stick around with your notifications on. And let me know in the chat who you think will win the World Cup as well. And it looks like Hull are going to make a change as well here. Yu Hikara on loan from Bristol City from January. And when Bristol City and Hull were both in the playoff places, now it's him in the playoff final of Hull City. Crazy. Morocco. That's an interesting call. Can understand it. Some really talented players, that's for sure. Locon says, lost all hope in England. Don't think I'll waste my time watching them. Really interested to see how Binder does for New Zealand. Egypt in their group. So Hayden Hackney's now finally on. Great reception he's received from the Borough fans at that side of Wembley. And he's on for David Strelec. So no recognised striker on the pitch for Borough. But how's this going to play out? Last 20 minutes now. How much of an impact can Hackney make? Can he send them to the Premier League in the 90? That's the big question. Yeah, France got a great squad as well, to be fair. I thought it's going to be a really interesting World Cup. No doubt we'll see loads of surprises along the way. I don't think Hull actually made their change. Not yet anyway. I think they're just preparing them. So Hayden Hackney, the Championship Player of the Season, he's on in the final of the playoffs. Here is Hayden Hackney. To Malanda. Out to Luke Ayling. 20 minutes to play. McGree. Out to the left hand side it goes. Borough searching for the winner. Hull determined to keep them at bay for now. Hayden Hackney already making an impact and winning a throw in on the far side. Well, when do we think the first goal is going to be scored then, guys? Let us know in the chat. What time in the match do you think the first goal will be scored? I don't even know if we're going to see one in the 90. It'd have to be a really late goal. As always, if you're enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like. And if you enjoyed the content on the channel, please be sure to subscribe as well. Because a long, long way. Borough on the attack. Away by Hull for now. And they might actually keep hold of it, they are. One back by Brown. McBurney wins it and then referee blows up for a free kick to Borough at the halfway line. Look what's going pens. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised. It could go all the way. It could go all the way. I really hope Hull nick it in the end. Yeah, if anyone nicks it in the end, it's going to be absolute limbs. Like last year, playoff final, Sunderland, that was absolutely crazy. That was absolutely mental inside Wembley. It is always going to be though, isn't it? Playoff final. But Scott Sinclair remains the last player to score a hat-trick in the playoff final. That's with Swansea back in 2011. Little fact for you there as well, guys. Hope you like the new background as well. A few signed shirts. Well, oh, that one's signed. I'll swap it around every couple of months, but that's the Swansea 100-year shirt, and then a double over Cardiff for there. The only thing is the way it reflects off them, so I have to have my blind closed for live streams and videos, which is a bit annoying. I've got to really angle the camera, but hey, we have them in the background, so it's fine. Like, what can you see there? The light reflection. So just a break in play here. Sarmiento warming up as well, amongst others, for Middlesbrough. And Alan Brown on the deck. Should be fine though, as he receives a little bit of treatment. And Hull are going to roll the dice as well with a few changes. Yu Hirakawa, on loan from Bristol City, is now going to be introduced. Both sides making the changes now for the final 15 minutes of the 90. Excitement and tension mixed all into one under the arch at Wembley. That's what the playoff final brings you. Hull, of course, overcome. Millwall over 2 legs. Borough drew to Southampton and lost in the second leg, but due to the investigation and all the Spygate, all that has come along with the playoffs this year, it has been crazy. And it's actually McGree, sorry, not Alan Brown. And McGree, off he goes. And he's going to be replaced for Middlesbrough by... I can't see who's coming on for him. Haven't seen anyone yet. Hansen is on. Hansen is on. For Middlesbrough. McGree off, Hansen on. And changes here for Hull City. It looks like Balumi's coming off for Yu Hirakawa. And Cody Dramer coming on as well for... Who's Dramer going to come on for? Surely it won't be... They won't take Kyle off. Who's going to come off? So Giles is actually coming off for Hull, which I'm actually a bit surprised about. Hull are going for it, yeah. So Giles off for Yu Hirakawa, who's predominantly a winger, for their wing back. So that's an attacking minded sub. And Cody Drama, he might go left wing back actually. Let's see who's coming off here. Number 10. Balumi. Yeah, so Drama's going to drop in at wing back. Yu's going to go replace Balumi on the right hand side. So they've just done the subs in a random order. So Giles and Balumi off. Yu Hirakawa and Cody Dreamer on for Hull with 14 minutes of the 90 to play. That's not included added time, of course. And we're going to resume with a free kick to Borough. Floating into the box it goes. Drops for Brown. Hayden Hackney's in there with the blue boots. Dancing through. Ealing's header from deep is collected easily by Panda. And Panda will start the attack with no hesitation. Yu Hirakawa chasing. Away by Fry. Up towards Brown. Brown runs out of pitch, but wins a free kick against Crux somehow. I'm not really sure, but he has done. So the ball keeps on rolling for Borough. Hayden Hackney now. From deep. Finds Morris. Well, Hayden Hackney and Regan Slater getting involved in a few off the ball battles here. And Hayden Hackney's won the ball. Find Hanson. Hanson lost the ball but retrieved it. And his pass isn't great. Looking for Britton. Away by Panda. Well, this is the moment of the season where it all comes down to for both of these sides. It's level in the playoff final. We've got 12 minutes to go. And the tension and excitement could not be higher. I mean, I have no association to either side. I really do not mind who goes up. And even I'm getting nervous shit. No wonder what Hull and Middlesbrough fans will be thinking, and players and staff and all that. It's a huge, huge day. A huge occasion to win the playoffs. As well as the money that goes along with it. Here's Ayling. At the halfway line, finding Morris. Out to the left hand side. Melander picks it up. Back across to Dale Fry. Changing the point of attack here on Middlesbrough. Britton. Just trying to mix up the play. Trying everything and anything to get them to the Premier League. They were spied on by Southampton. They got their reward in some aspects to be in the final. But Hull standing strong for so long. They're not going to roll over easily for them. Here's Brown. Borough on the attack over halfway. Callum Britton now. Joining in with the attack. Aidan Morris. Chips it over to the left hand side. Matt Targett getting involved now. Hanson on the left. Targett on the overlap. Hanson goes alone. Morris back to Hanson on the left hand side of the box. Right in the corner. It's really congested over there. Loads of bodies, both red and orange, involved in a battle for the ball. Melander finding Morris. Hackney, what a ball that is inside the Hanson. Hanson! What a save from Panda! Somehow it hasn't crossed the line. Offside flag goes up now, but Panda wasn't to know. And once again, Hayden Hackney showing his quality. What a pass and what a call from the line-out. It is indeed offside. What a call, but what a save from Panda. Great effort from Hanson. Sort of scuffs it a little bit, didn't really get a clean connection, but Panda gets a good connection. Strong hand, and it sort of trickles across the line and out. 32 votes, thanks for the update, Covariant chat. Who's winning? Do let me know. 20 people watching. Thank you for your incredible support today. Do appreciate it. But it's still not over yet. On the left hand side, Coyle. So Drama's gone to the right wing. Wing back position. Louis Coyle on the left wing back. Hughes finds Crooks. Hull looking for that magic moment. Will it be now? Coyle. It's a centre. It's a weird situation and it's fired in and it's wide. Joe Gelhardt making himself a nuisance in the box. And it looks like all the Middlesbrough players just froze. But Gelhardt managed to get a shot away but drags it just wide. 56% Hull, 44 Middlesbrough. Wow, it was really close. Well, both sides have had big chances in the last few moments. But neither chance has been taken. For one reason or another. But the play continues. Hayden Hackney finds Hanson. Hanson there, giving up possession too easy. Aidan Morris now finding Brown. Britton joining in the attack now. On the right. Galloping forward. Aidan Morris to Brown. 8 minutes of the 90 to play. The Premier League awaits the winner. Hanson. Britton. On the right. He's got Louis Cole to beat. Doesn't take him on. Goes back to Morris. Now Malander. Ayling getting involved as well. Switching the play. Out to the left. With Dale Fry. The experienced captain for Middlesbrough. Malander in midfield. Finds Morris. Space opening up ahead. Whittaker drops deep to receive. Just probing the attack here are Middlesbrough. Not rushing it at all. Every pass with deep thought and concentration behind it. Here is Britton to the byline. He drops again. And Morris will have time and space to deliver here. He does. Away by Egan. And Hull defending well there, and Gelhardt getting involved, and Yu picks up the pieces. Yu against Malander. Yu, A to the D, gets knocked down, and referee says get up. I've seen if Hull lose, their owner's going to try and get reversed. Yep. No matter, I think the only certainty we have over the playoffs this year is if Hull win this final. If Hull loses final, the story's not done there. We don't even know if they will be Premier League or not. So it's going to go rambling on. But for the game right now, is yeah, we have to trust the result of the game for now and wonder what happens after. 6 minutes and 90 to play. Looks like we're heading towards extra time. Hayden Hackney now driving over halfway. Out to the right for Britton. Stabs it forward. One back by Crooks. Hull moving forward with Balumi, who's not on the pitch. It's you instead. Can't be making them mistakes at this point in the game. It's important. I've got Balumi in my mind. Still that goal against Millwall, absolutely brilliant, by the way. Here's Coyle. 70% possession for Middlesbrough. Remember that fact and stats we saw in the first half. Since 2014, there's been 21 playoff finals. Teams in playoff final. Wait, what was the stat again? Because there have been 21 playoff finals since 2014. There's been 12. I can't remember the stat now, but only 2 sides since 2014 that have reached the playoff final and had over 54% possession have actually gone on to win it without the need of penalties. It must have been 2004 the stat, and it must have been a typo. I'm not really sure now. Ajay. Oh, lost possession, but a massive tackle. Kept it alive, and now here's Kyle on the left hand side. Finding you. Here's you. Dancing to the byline. Hangs it up towards the back post. McBurney goes racing for it. McBurney beats Hackney to it. But Borough win the throw in. Final 4 minutes before added on time. No worries, Daniela. Thank you very much for keeping the stream on. Goes a long way. Have they announced the attendance yet? I don't think they have, because there's quite a lot of empty seats in both ends, to be fair. I don't really know. Borough, of course, haven't had long to get their tickets and sort transport out. It's a long way from London, from Middlesbrough. Transport as well is a big factor. Hull haven't had long to buy their tickets either, because they only went on sale during the week. But it's a pretty good turnout considering all the circumstances. Of course, Southampton were selling their playoff final tickets, and loads of their fans did buy them. So Cody Drama for the throw-in for Hull City. They're just looking back at what happened there. Bit of afters between Charlie Hughes and Hanson. I don't really know what. what happened then, whether there was words exchanged or must have been words. Here's Alan Brown. Ayling smashes it forward. Ajay. Back it goes. Egan. He hammers the ball down the line and all the way through to be collected by Solbren. Yeah, Sergei Kajovic looking very nervous on the side of the pitch now. So are the Borough fans in the stands. Nerves are sky high inside Wembley. The votes keep on coming in. Love to see it. Britton picks out Whittaker. Out to the left hand side. Helped on by Malanda. Morris shot blocked. That would have been some goal if that ended up going in. But it was blocked right in front of him. Ian Morris. What a player. He'll be in the Premier League next season, I'm sure. Even if Borough don't go up. Here's Ayling. Finding Morris. Target back to Morris. Out to the right hand side. Ayling will drive forward. Hayden Hackney in the pocket. Couldn't find a way through though. Hull when a free kick is advantage play actually. Good from the referee then. They've run out of pitch. Run the ball straight out of play was Louis Coyle. So throw-in team quickly there from Middlesbrough this time. And that was Whittaker on the right hand side. Whittaker on the left foot and that effort. And it's gone well wide. Was never going to trouble Panda in goal. And Louis Coyle here. A bit of cramp. He's one man you will want to keep on as long as you can, Louis Coyle, with his experience. How much of a leader he is at Hull City. But he would have done some distance today, that's for sure. Carl Joseph, injured in the second leg. He would have loved to play today. Football is cruel. But he's had a good season as well. So 8 minutes added on at the end of the second half. That's plenty of time to find a winner here. 8 minutes to go for Hull City and Middlesbrough. The playoff final. 8 minutes to go. Will there be a winner found in the next 8 minutes? Ayling finds Britton. Both sides want it to get one now. They don't want any more time. What a ball that is from Britton to Hayden Hackney. Hanson, edge of the box. Back to Hayden Hackney. Britton's arriving. Britton, Hayden Hackney into the box. Whittaker can't get a good enough touch on it. Still brought back out, but still in possession of Borough. Hull, anywhere will do. Samuel Jai smacks it forward. And referee blows his whistle. I think it's Hughes, the Hull defender. He's gone down now. Yeah, head injury. What happens here then? Samuel Jai smashed the ball clear, and in the way of that was Charlie Hughes, straight to the back of the head, and yeah, the ball reached halfway. Let's just say that still with that deflection. Let's just say you didn't want to be under or behind that. .6 minutes to play. playoff campaign like no other. That's for sure. Of course, we've had Derby being spied on by Leeds United, of course. That resulted in a minor, consequence for Leeds United, I think it's fair to say. Only a £200,000 fine, which in football is literally nothing. But the EFL have had to make a bigger stamp on this, really, to stop it happening in the future. And Southampton, really stupid what they've done. And they've paid the ultimate price. $14 likes on the stream. If you're enjoying, please be sure to drop a like. Let's try and hit 20 likes. Last 5 minutes of added on time. Aidan Morris from the drop ball. Plays okay to continue. Ayling into the centre, away by Egan. Headed clear. Hughes is off for 30 seconds, by the way, after receiving treatment. So Hull are currently down to 10. Malanda. Back to Drama. Semi Ajay. Downline it goes. Here's Gelhardt. Hull still on the ball. McBurney now. Out to the left hand side. And Hull driving forward with Coyle. Now here's you. You to the byline he goes. And across the face of goal. It's in! Hull City have won it! Ollie McBurney! It was written in the stars. And Hull City are going to the Premier League. Heartbreak for Middlesbrough. But Ollie McBurney will be remembered forever for that tap-in. Absolute carnage in the Hull City end. And Hull City are going to the Premier League. From a point off League One last season to the Premier League this year. Middlesbrough on the second chance have had the chance of the Premier League, the dream snatched beneath them. Hull City, they only win playoff finals 1-0 and they're going to win this one 1-0 as well. Ollie McBurney. What a moment in the season. Yu Hirakawa made the goal. Bryn. Oh, there's an appeal for offside. There is an appeal for offside. Bryn spills the ball. Really should hang on to it. Ollie McBurney, right place, right time. He's a 6-yard box striker and he does his job there. But Joe Gelhardt is in an offside position and he jumps over the ball. Whether the VAR are going to look at that and say he's in the way, I'm not sure. Absolute carnage from Hull City though. Look at that end of Wembley, where Middlesbrough have to stare into, as the goal they're attacking is behind that. Middlesbrough have got 2 minutes to save themselves in the playoff final. Absolutely incredible. Criminal goalkeeping, I agree. I don't know what on earth he's doing. McBurney is in the buck. He will not care. And Middlesbrough have made a few changes in the meantime. Ebert on for target and Sarmiento on for, I'm not really sure what number he put up. Hull are going to sharp shop now. Bring in Lundstrom on and 37. Slater going off. Party in that Hull end. Slater off for Lundstrom. McNett on for Louis Coyle. Hull are minutes away from the Premier League. It was a Grand Slam finish last year with Sunderland and Tommy Watson. And this year with Hull City and Ollie McBurney. Ollie McBurney left out the Scotland squad, and he's taken it to heart, and he's delivered for his club. He will be remembered forever by Hull City, and it could be a third playoff final victory by the scoreline of 1-0. Paddy McNair coming on for Louis Cole now. Borough made some changes as well. A party inside Wembley for them with a Hull City tiger on their chest. So we've played the 8. The goal's been cleared. It will stand as well. And Borough have probably got 2 minutes. I don't actually know what time the goal went in. They've probably got 2 minutes, Middlesbrough at best, to save their season. This is their second chance. But it's their last chance to salvage the season, where they fell out the top 2. Where they lost in the playoffs, but an EFL investigation saved their season until Ollie McBurney stepped up from 6 yards out and tapped home in added time. But is that the last twist in the playoffs this campaign? Or have Borough got something left up their sleeve? Now or never. The Premier League waits. As it stands, it's Hull City. Seconds remain of the playoff final. McNair for the throne for Hull. Borough have dominated the game but not taken their chances. That's been the story of their season in the last three or 4 months, really. Well, 2 or 3, really. 32 people watching, by the way. Incredible. If you haven't already, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. We do the playoff final every year, and every year it seems to get better and better. Sol Brent, we're into the 99th minute now. Last chance saloon for Borough. What an ending it could be if they score here. Hanson at the Hull City end. Aidan Morris. Back to Hanson on the left hand side. Anywhere will do now for Hull. Into the box, away by John Egan. Ayling. Out to the right. Britton. Back it goes as well. We're still playing here at Wembley. Offside against Middlesbrough. And Hull celebrate like it's the final whistle. It's not. It's offside against Middlesbrough. Into the 100th minute now. They are seconds away from promotion. The emotion at either end of Wembley. The contrast is crazy. McBurney points towards the corner. That's where Panda's going to aim for here. Hackney and Morris no doubt won't be there next season at Borough. And McBurney gets a last laugh with that duel of Hayden Hackney. McBurney flicks the ball on towards you. Britton slams it down into the chest of Ajay. Ajay concedes a free kick at the halfway line. Free kick Borough. 101 minutes on the clock. This has got to be it now. How much longer must Hull wait? Djakarovic might have done the impossible. Sol Bryn has gone forward. This really is now it from Borough. In the 2026 playoff final, it's now or never. And it goes all the way through for a goal kick. And that must be that now. Wow, wow, wow. Djakarovic still looks like the coolest man inside Wembley. Borough fans cannot believe it. Tears pouring from their eyes. At the expense of Ollie McBurney. Heartbreaker. Premier League maker for Hull City. No need for Hull to contact the lawyers after this. It's done. Or is it? We're still playing. Hull thought that was going to be it. They cheered. We're still playing though. 102 minutes played. Borough, long throw. Egan gets it away. Borough will have another throw in now. In front of Kim Helberg. Malanda takes it. Wembley awaits the whistle. Jared Gillett still not looking at his watch. Borough still playing. Malanda at the halfway. The Hull press is intense and it's high. And Hull have won a throw in. And this is going straight to the corner now. They've won it at the halfway line, but they're going to take ages over this, no doubt. Hull City have been absolutely brilliant. Cast your minds back to when Borough beat them 4-1. Hull were very, very leaky. Defensively, they were awful. In this playoff campaign, they have not conceded a single goal. They have really turned it around defensively. And it's a poor clearance by Bryn. Crux. He's not interested in shooting. Yu Hirakawa in the box. He goes for goal. Crux. Blocked. And that would have been that. And Borough go forward again. Dale Fry playing up top. Into the gloves of Panda, who dives on the ball. There we go. Full time. Hull City of Premier League. It's over. The dream for Borough is over. Djakarovic has done it. Hull City have done it. From a point off League One last season to the Premier League. Borough in tears. Hull City celebrate ecstatically. They have been the real winners of the playoffs. And you've got to say, it has been deserved. Controversy slightly with Borough being in the final. Hull got there legitimately without any spying against Millwall. And Hull deserve it, to be fair. I think it's fair to say. Of course, commiserations to Middlesbrough. But it has been Hull City who deserve this, I think. And they win their third playoff final by the scoreline of 1-0. Incredible scenes at Wembley. Hull City, it's no more Lincoln away next year. Or what would have been Lincoln away next year. Instead, they'll be looking forward to the new Man City, the Premier League champions Arsenal away. Liverpool at Anfield. Bournemouth at the Vitality goes into that bracket with them in Europe now. Wow, wow, wow. What a Grand Slam finish to this game. Hull have done it. Well, Hayden Hackney returned to this game. The last time he kicked a ball at Middlesbrough, they were second. That was at Bristol City away. And now he's come on in the playoff final. And they've just not been able to get through it. Wow. Ollie McBurney goes into the list with Dean Windass as Hull City legends. You got the pin, yeah, mate. Wow. What an end to an incredible championship campaign. We have had it all this year. And tomorrow the championship will be complete with either Spurs or West Ham joining. But also the Premier League is almost complete. Hull City, Ipswich Town and Coventry City promoted to the Premier League this season. Incredible. Wow. Here's Ollie McBurney. Well, it's not the best goal, but Hull will not care. Wow. Well, I think we're going to call the live stream there then, people. Absolutely incredible stuff. I cannot believe it. I thought we were destined for extra time and then probably penalties. I thought it was going to be a very long evening. But Hull City have done the business. I mean, under Rossignol, they missed out on the playoffs on the final day. Then, last season, they were surviving relegation by a point. This season, Djakarovic comes in. Nobody knows anything about him really in English football. And in his first season, he goes in at Hull City and he takes them up. Ollie McBurney. That tapping will be remembered forever. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the sub. Right, there we go. We're going to wrap the stream up now. I cannot believe it. What a stream. What an end to the season. The championship is finally over. With Hull City breaking Borough Hearts under the arch at Wembley Stadium. Hull City are Premier League. Middlesbrough, they'll have it all to do again next season. And no doubt they will be in the playoff campaign next season as well. Wow. Incredible. Right, we're going to leave it there. Congratulations to Hull City. Commiserations to Middlesbrough. That's the season done. I'll see you guys. I'm hoping next week to do Soccer Aid. We always do it every year. It's a really good fun stream. So I think it's on the 30th. I'm pretty sure the 31st. One of them. So hopefully that'll be the next live stream. And after that, it's the World Cup. There'll be a lack of content on the channel until then. Because of exams. My last exam's on the 2nd of June. As soon as that's done though, don't you worry. All the content in the world will be coming your way. And of course Troy Deeney had a little bet with Ollie McBurney. So Troy Deeney now is going to have an Ollie McBurney tattoo on him somewhere. That is incredible. Wow. So yeah, don't worry guys, the content will be continuing. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm finally going to go and stop waffling on. Thanks to everyone that has tuned in. It's been a fantastic stream. And let's hope these numbers can continue into the World Cup, of course, where the streams will hopefully be incredible as well. Massive thank you to everyone. And yeah, congratulations Hull City. They are officially Premier League. Take care guys. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Goodbye.